Ladies and gentlemen, I want to designate today's video to our loved ones we have lost through illnesses or treatments or suicide or accidents. Please stay to the end for the remembrance of today's video. Thank you. This is my first interview with somebody. You're going to love his story. So hey everybody, here's Anthony. I'm sitting here with
Jim.
And what did we just do, Jim?
Jumped out of a perfectly good airplane.
My grandpa would say I'm crazy for doing that, but what's funny is Jim's actually a couple years older than my grandpa. And what was your reason for wanting to do this today?
Just for the experience.
The experience?
Yeah.
And so, before we actually went up on the plane, you said some 5 key things in life that you want to do, or that you live your motto in life.
Oh, it's 5 things for aging well.
5 things in aging well. So we'll listen to Jim.
Lots of years, right? So the 5 things are movement. You got to move, run. Even walking is good. Jumping out of airplanes is movement.
Basically, a body in motion stays in motion, is what he was saying.
Pretty much. And you need to use it or lose it.
Yeah.
Number 2 is purpose. You got to have something to get you out of bed in the morning. Something you want to do. For me, it's writing and artwork. So you got to have purpose. Number 3 is social. You have to have friends and family in your life. I live alone with 2 dogs and a cat, but I have friends that come by. I have friends that check on me. I volunteer at Ocean Shores Food Bank and North Beach Senior Resource Center.
You're pretty busy bee then.
Yeah. I mean, that's both social and purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And number 4 is vitamin D. You can get it if you're out in the sun a bunch, but if you don't, then my doctor wanted me to take more vitamin D, but it's a magic bullet, an elixir that keeps the body all together and metabolizing and functioning well.
So basically with the vitamin D, if you get it from the sun, that's the best beneficial, and if you can't get it from the sun, you supplement occasionally.
Or you do both.
Yeah. Yeah.
And number 5 is onions. Now, I did some research on that, and there are some Indian tribes in Mexico that are up above tree line where you can't grow above ground crops. So
okay.
They grow potatoes, onions, turnips, beets, stuff in the ground. And they primarily a lot of onions. And they eat a lot of onions, and they have a high rate of centenarians.
Oh, wow.
That live over 100. Of course, you have to factor in that they don't have roads, so they walk everywhere.
Which is a body in motion. You're getting vitamin D.
They don't have McDonald's or Burger King or any of that stuff. So they eat healthy, what they can grow and afford. But still, I researched onions, and they're enzymes that fight cancer, fight aging in other ways, and they're good.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, the onion is my favorite vegetable, the tomato is my favorite fruit, although I start every day with a glass of orange juice.
So if I remember correctly, that we have 5 checklists of 5 things, which is a body in motion stays in motion.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have a purpose in life. You don't need to be alone. You need to have people in your life to socialize with. And then vitamin D was the sun, or supplementation, or both. And then finally was the onions.
Yep.
So that's the secret to get to 85, you said? Almost 86?
I'll be 86 in October.
Man, and you just jumped out of a plane.
Yeah.
And you did it better than me.
I doubt it. I just did it. So.
It just goes to show you that age is just a number, and it's all about attitude and mindset in life.
Yeah.
You know,
and accepting your limitations. I had trouble getting on the trailer the first time, and I had a bit of trouble getting in the plane. Because I just lost 90 pounds over the last roughly 5 years.
Well, congratulations on the weight loss.
Yeah, thank you. But a lot of it was muscle and bone. So I'm working now to build muscle back up.
For one, protein helps, but the fact that you lost 90 pounds and you're trying to rebuild some muscle and bone is amazing and admirable.
Well, I I've always said, and I've told people that talk about aging, that don't set a goal, because if you say, I'm going to live to 90, you'll never see 91.
Makes sense. Because you set yourself up to fail at 90.
Setting a goal is setting a limit.
Yeah.
I made it, now I can kick back and do whatever.
So basically have small goals and keep moving.
Yes.
You know, don't make an end goal, but just make small goals for each chapter of your life, or each step, and then continue making a new goal to get.
My goal is to get as old as I possibly can and monitor how my body responds and what I have to do to keep it not holding me back from comfortable aging.
Well, I'll say going up those airplane stairs are pretty steep, and you actually did a pretty good job compared to people I've been around in my life. So you're doing pretty good.
Well, thank you. I may ask you to put that in writing.
We'll sign a contract with that for sure.
Okay.
Well, it was a pleasure to meet you today, Jim. I'm glad I came, and honestly,
you too, Andrew.
Besides the airplane ride and free falling for, I don't know, 13,000 fuel. It was 13,000 to 5,000. Took 60 seconds.
Yeah.
The next best part of the day was meeting you. You're an inspiration. You give me goals to keep moving and working on myself so I can age gracefully and do what you're doing at your age.
Well, that makes my day then, to know that I actually affected at least one person.
Once this gets posted, it'll affect a lot more, believe me.
I have a friend in Ocean Shores I met at the food bank. He was a recipient of what I was giving out. I worked the meat counter. And he looks like a Hell's Angel. Mm-hmm. He has the tats.
The intimidating look.
He wears a do-rag. He has the leather vest, and he rides a Harley. And people say, what are you doing with this guy? But he's a nice guy. And
he's a gentle giant,
I hired him to do my yard work because I can't do some of that. I have idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, scarring of the lungs, and I have very limited endurance ability. That's your ear would pop.
Yeah, the ear popping was one of kind of challenging in the airplane.
But he's part of my social group, and he's a neat guy, and so it makes me feel good. I help him by paying him to do the work that I could probably do, but it'd take me 5 times as long.
Yeah.
And I need to get my memoir written before I run out of years.
Well, plus, it keeps you social with them.
Yes.
And it goes back to show you that, you're describing your buddy, the biker guy, that, tattooed big fella, probably a beard, I'm assuming, and he would be, an intimidating style of person to look at. And I myself have been pushed into that category at times throughout my life that I'm intimidating or I look like an asshole or whatever it may be. And if you actually get to know me, I'm a gentle giant. I help everybody in the gym. And
there you go.
What's funny is last year this lady comes up to me in the gym and she's like, you scare me. I can't work out when you're here. And so a couple of days later when I seen her at the gym, I go up to her. I'm not going to mention her name, but I go up to her. I'm like, why do I scare you? What's intimidating about you? She's like, you just got that look about you. So ever since then, I start teasing her like, I'm here, I'm going to intimidate you, purposely. But now we're friends, and she loves me. She's like, 30 years older than me, and she's a sweetheart. And she just judged the book by its cover because I had that look to me.
Well, humans are. My stepbrother was he was an anthropologist, but he was a communications societal anthropologist. And we talked about it and decided that people are very chameleon-like. We adapt, not totally, but almost immediately, partially, to the group we're in. We move into a group.
Guilty by association, kind of?
Yeah, kind of. So you and I were adapting. We were around a bunch of skydivers, so we kind of pretended to be one for a while.
That was one of the wildest experiences of my life, and
you're going to do it some more, right?
I want to do it some more. I don't know about you, but that was a rush. It just made me really feel like I was living, and it just goes back to what I've been preaching about. I'm sure you may agree, is life is all about perception and outlook. And going from ground level, looking at Earth from ground level versus looking at it in the sky is a different perception. And I've never been a bird before. I don't have wings, and I got to fly for 6 or 7 minutes right there. You did too, and felt like it was like to be a bird. And more people need to experience life and experience things in life.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
What was that other saying you said earlier? There's 2 types of people.
Yeah, those that live life and those that watch us.
So would you guys want to be a liver or a doer? You know, or a watcher?
Well, I don't know about being a liver. I might be a kidney or a spleen. But yeah, life is for living.
Yeah.
And you lose all your experiences that you have gained during life when you die. But you have the memories of all of them up to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what happens after death. I have faith that good things are going to happen, but I don't know.
In my opinion, after death, which is a completely different subject for another day, but
yes,
my opinion after death is really depends on what we do on life while we're alive. Depends on what happens after death.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it goes back to the ripple effect on how you impact the world around you when you're alive. You know, in a good way or a bad way. And today, you inspired everybody here doing what you did at your age group with your mindset. I know when this gets posted, you can inspire a lot more people. My own journey's inspired a lot of people, and that's not my purpose in life. You know, to inspire as many people as I can to let them actually have the potential to live their life. And
good for you.
Don't be scared. How do I rephrase that? You can be scared, but do it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, don't let the fear intimidate you.
That's called courage.
Yeah. Yeah. So Jim, it was a pleasure. Unless you got something else to say.
Well, I was just going to say that without getting religious about what happens to us after death, is I believe we tend to live longer the deeper memories that we put in other people about how we live. As they remember us and pass that on, that's us still living in a way.
You just gave me goosebumps with that, because I just lost a friend to cancer last week, and her memory will be in me forever, and so she'll be alive forever.
There you go.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure.
My pleasure, too.